Hi, it's Thomas Gronnemark. In this video, I'll show you 3 drills where your players can learn to do basic space creation so you can either keep the ball, create a chance, or score a goal after a throw-in situation. My name is Thomas Gronnemark, and I've been part of 15 titles in international football and been coaching clubs like Liverpool FC, Ajax, and Dortmund. I also have an online course called Gronnemark's Throw-in Mastery, and here I teach coaches how they can learn their players to use my long, fast, and clever throw-in philosophy. You can find the online course on throwinacademy.com or just push the link down in the description. But welcome to my second video of a 4-part video series from my throw-in education in Härnösand in Sweden. This is a full throw-in session, and of course you can use all those 4 videos in the series for a whole session for you, but you can also pick out single drills that you can use anywhere in your training. The first video I made was around 3 different warm-up drills, and I recommend you to see that too. In the second part here, it's also low intensity, but again, the intensity has been going a little bit up. This is around basic space creation. Basic space creation is really important when you want to keep possession, create a chance to score a goal after a throw-in situation, because you need to master the basic before the players can do the complex. This first drill here is inspired by Liverpool FC. I coached Liverpool FC for 5 seasons, and this drill was actually not a throw-in drill. It was just a passing drill with the feet entirely. So a lot of the drills you already have, you can actually convert them to throw-in drills. But again, it's up to your fantasy and creativity. So the first drill here, I have a pitch on like approximately 18 times 18 meters. You can also do it 20 times 20 meters. We have 2 throwers, one in each end of the pitch here. Then we have 3 teams. We have the blue teams inside the pitch, and we have one close to the thrower here on the right, one in the middle to the left, and one on the top right part of the pitch too. Then we have 2 teams outside the pitch. The second team is the green. They are also having 2 down, up, and then in the middle. And then we have the third team, the pink. So here what we want here is to learn the players to create space with runs that are long enough. But it's also important that they're scanning where do we have available space according to our teammates. So here we have no defenders. So the aim here is that the blue players, they are doing 1 or 2 movements. They can also, of course, do more if they want. Then the thrower, the nearest thrower, you can see here, throws to one of the players, and the thrower can decide if it's the near area, it's in behind, it's diagonal. Then afterwards, they play a little bit, passing with their feet, and then they play to the other thrower in the other end, and then they do exactly the same again. And then they play it back to the first thrower down here. So you can say one team is back and forth. When the blue team has been going out, then we get the green in, and when the green has been going back and forth, then we have the pink in. So let's just roll it here.
And then green comes in. And you do the same, move, throw the ball, play to them, move, throw the ball. And then when you finish green, then pink comes in. So I'm just going to show that first, then we put a defender in afterwards. Okay, so, just move blue. Yes, go blue. And on your head, little bit triangles. Good. Yes. Good. And then green, blue out, green in. You move. Good. Good, then come swing in. Swing out. Swing in first, yeah. Yes, good. Can you move again, swing. Play, good. Okay.
So what was really important with this first exercise is, of course, that the players are moving long enough using the whole pitch. It's also important that they are scanning and then they use different patterns, because if we use the same patterns again, then it's easier for the opponents to read that in a game. It's also important for me to say that those here were U15 players, but it was also the first time they did these drills in the session. But a lot of them didn't know each other, so you can also say that this made it a little bit more complex regarding the relations. But here we have the second part of this drill. It's actually the same drill, but the difference is in the second drill is that now we have one defender. Here, where I showed here, I'm the defender in black. And so what I do is, when I'm the defender, I try to mark the nearest option, because in a match the nearest option is often a bad one, because it's often obvious if there's no runs who gets it, but it's also a challenge regarding the pressure, because if you have take the nearest option, you'll often have a higher pressure around the player receives it, but also for the thrower. So again, what I say to the players here is that I try to mark the worst option. That is typically the newest one under pressure. And this player has to drag me away at least 10 meters, but it could also be 15, 20 meters if it's diagonal. And then we want to have movements. And again, it's up to the thrower. Where he or she throws the ball. Let's roll.
When I'm marking a player, you have to drag me away. So it means that you have to run maybe 10 meters that way, 15 this way. Don't run like this, because then you're not playing space. Then one of you practice running the space he creates or another space. You can wait 1 or 2 movements if you want, then you throw again. Now when you play triangle, I try to play the ball. But you still throw, you play to him again, then you do the same again, and then you play to him. And then when you finish, then bring your pitch and then you try. But the most important thing is that you're standing, but also that you are making runs that are good enough. And for you to throw sometimes short, sometimes long, sometimes there, sometimes there, yeah? It's up to you. Okay, drag me away. Go, away from me, run. Take it. Yes, that's him. Then I take you away from me, run. Good. Good. Yeah, go. Just play, go. And then out, then green in, and take you away from me. Go, play. Then I take you away from me. Good. Good, and then pink. I take you away from me. Go. Good, go. Then he should have it. Some stage. I take you away from me. Good. And good. Okay. I'll show the last one.
So like you can see here is that it's getting a little bit more complex now, but I'm also adding on a little bit pressure when they play with the feet after the throw is made, so that also makes it a little bit more complex. So let's go to the next drill here. So we're adding an extra defender, and of course you could choose to say, yeah, they're marking zonal, but again, yes, you can how can you say, see a zonal marking in a match, of course, but in this exercise, I just want the markers, the defenders, to follow players so they can learn to see that space, create that space, not to occupy other teammates' space, and so. And normally, of course, you can put in players to do that, but here I'm in the defending here when I show it the first time, but I also have a player to help me here, and of course. Now it's a little bit more complex to create space, but it's also a little bit more complex to play in between the lines after the throw-in is made. You can choose as a coach to say you have to do at least 2 movements before you throw. Of course, you can do that in this here in many ways. So let's roll.
So we try to do a little bit man marking. just follow their runs. We don't do zonal like stand in the middle of the way, because they have to create space. So it's the same again. Now it's a little bit harder for you. Maybe you have to wait a little bit longer before you throw. Maybe also you, when you play triangle you have to make even better angles. So just go here and then we make a pitch over here. And yes, just go good. Good. Yeah. And then we have green. Green in. Play back. One more time, green. I have you here. And pink.
So of course here you can, in this drill here, you can, the last one, you can teach or you can coach the players in many different things. So of course you want to coach the quality of the throw-in, the movements, the variations of decision making, of course also on the passing, how you open the lines. And so I only showed this drill to you like one time for each team. Of course you can just pick one of them, and then you can do this quite many times. So you can easily do 3-4 rounds of a drill for your players. So it's so important that they create space in a high quality way. What you couldn't really see here is that I actually had several pitches. So again, it's about mathematics, how many teams you can have in the single drill, but also on the whole pitch. So but again, I actually had two pitches there. But this was my second video of my full throwing coaching education in Härnösand in Sweden. Remember to see the first video about throwing warm-up drills. I have 3 different there. Be ready for my third video here. This is going to be around 2 really great small-sided games for throwing coaching, so your team can keep the ball, create a chance to score a goal after throwing situation. If you're a club, no matter where it is, because I'm coaching all around the world, you're absolutely welcome to invite me to your club. Also, are you interested in my online course? Be sure to push the link down below in the description. And are you a federation who wants to hire me to educate your coaches? Then I'm not only been coaching in federations in Sweden, but also Denmark, Belgium, Mexico, Austria many times, and many other countries. So you're absolutely welcome to invite me for such a coaching course. So this will normally be a talk for the coaches before how can you win a match with a throw-in, but also of course coaching on the pitch. But that was it from me. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and do you have any questions or comments, you're welcome to put it down in the comments. Have a great day. Bye bye.